Skanda Purana opens with a grand sacrifice being performed by a group of sages in the Naimisa forest, which is an ancient site at modern Nimsar, about 20 miles from Sitapur and 45 miles northwest of Lucknow. Lomasa, a wise disciple of sage Vyasa, who was also associated closely with the Pandavas during their long stay in the forest, narrating ancient legends and importance of sacred places to them, arrived, and was asked by the sages to recount the story of the disrespect of Daksha towards Shiva. He narrated the story of Daksha, the father of Dakshayani, also known as Sati, who secretly disliked Shiva despite arranging her marriage to him. Lomasa said, during a visit to the forest, Daksha was honored by the gods, demons, and sages. However, Shiva did not rise to greet him. Daksha perceived this as an insult and became enraged, cursing Shiva to be unwelcome in sacrifices and labeling his followers as holding opinions at odd with what was generally accepted practices of the times. Nandin, the loyal attendant of Shiva, could not withhold himself and rebuked Daksha in return for his arrogance and ignorance, and cursed him and certain Brahmanas to become greedy, deluded, and degraded. Shiva, witnessing the escalating conflict, intervened with calm wisdom, emphasizing the sanctity of Brahmanas and the unity of all beings, and instructing his followers to transcend anger and duality, fostering self-realization and peace. Daksha returned from the forest, but continued to be consumed by his resentment. His disdain for Shiva continued to grow and set the stage for the eventual destruction of Daksha's grand sacrifice. Daksha returned from the forest, but continued to be consumed by his resentment. His disdain for Shiva continued to grow and set the stage for the eventual destruction of Daksha's grand sacrifice. The story highlights the dangers of ego, reverence, and divine unity. It highlights the transformative power of true knowledge even amongst discord. Important verses from the chapter. Verse 14. Lomasa said, heaven and liberation from samsara will be attained by those people who repeatedly utter the two-syllable name Shiva. Verse 41. Mahadev said, the Vedas are full of mantras and of suktas or hymns. The Atman of every embodied being is established in the hymn. Verse 42-43. Mahadev said, hence, those who have realized the Atman should not be censured. I am the Atman myself, no one else. Who is this? Who are you? Where am I? Why are the Brahmanas cursed? Avoid the concept of diversity, O highly intelligent one, and become enlightened. Manage everything through the knowledge of reality. Be established in your own self and avoid such feelings as anger.